Welcome class to our video instructions for completing the Freshman 101 image maps assignment. So this video is going to walk you through creating the assignment, all the steps that you need to take, and it's also going to introduce what an image map actually is and why we want to be able to do it to add it to our web pages in different types of situations. Alright, so let's go ahead and get started and take a look at our directions here. So step number one, we need to open up our Freshman 101 program in Code.hs, and then once we have that open, we need to make a new page and we need to name it map.html. Okay, so over here, I do have, let's go ahead and delete it. I previously made it, but I just want to make sure we all know how to do it. Okay, so I have my index page currently opened up on Code.hs. So I need to go over to the left-hand side and I need to click the new plus button. And I need to select File to create the new page. Once I make that selection, then I need to name the new page. And the directions told us it should be named map.html. Then after I have that typed out, I'm simply going to click on the blue Add File button. And that creates the new map page. Okay, so let's go back to our directions. Now step number 3 in the directions, it says open this link and copy the image address. So I'm going to go ahead and click on the link. And it's going to open up this picture of several planets around the sun out in space. Okay, and we're going to see how we're going to use that once we get to it a little bit further down the road here in this project. So for right now, I need to right click it and I need to choose Copy Image Address. Go back to my directions. In step number 4, it says open this link. On the page, choose the green button that says Load Image from Website, then paste the copied image address. Okay, simple enough. So I'm going to click the link, and it's going to open up this website titled image-map.net. Okay, here's the green Load Image from Website button, so I'm going to click it. I'm going to paste, and then this is a little trick. After you paste the image address, you do have to hit the space bar one time. You'll notice that the red X turns to a green check mark. That is the website indicating that it recognizes the image address and it will be able to load the photo. So once you get that green check mark after you hit the space bar one time, you want to click the blue continue button. And notice what it did. It pulled our image into the page. We now see the picture of the planets out there in space around the sun. All right, so we don't want to move any further with this just yet. We're going to hold tight there and we're going to go back to our directions. Okay, and it says follow along with the video to complete the assignment. Once completed, you're going to submit your page link to Canvas like we always do. So this is the video. So you just want to continue following along with this. And I have a couple slides that's going to kind of walk us through what we need to be doing in order to create our image map. Okay? So first off, as always, we've made our new page. We've named it map.html. We need to go ahead and we need to add our basic tags. Our basic tags are listed over here. Okay, but hopefully at this point the basic tags, you kind of know them like the back of your hand. Right? You should be easily able to add these fairly quickly to any new page that you create. So let's go ahead and do that. All right? As always, we start with our doc type tag, exclamation mark, the words doc type in all capitals, space, HTML in lowercase with the greater than sign to close our tag. We have our HTML tag. Everything goes in between there. We have our head tags. We have our title. Okay, and in our directions, it tells us to name or to add the title of image maps. So we'll go ahead and add that. Okay, we want to add our style tags for when we go back and do a little bit of CSS styling. And then our final basic tag below our closing head tag is our body tag, both opening and closing. All right, easy enough. So let's go back to our directions. All right, so we need to add a map link to all of our Freshman 101 pages. So this is the link that we want to use. It lines up with the page that we just created. So let's go ahead and do this. And we can get through this pretty quickly using copy and paste. So I'm going to start on my index page. I always just like to start there. I think it makes things a little bit easier. Here are all the links that I've previously added to all the other pages that we've made so far in our Freshman 101 site. Okay, so I'm going to click after my last one, which was forms, and I'm going to go ahead and simply type out the link tag, add my hyperlink, close my link tag, and then put in my hypertext. Okay, I'm simply going to call it, we'll just call it map. Okay, keep things easy, map. So we'll save. We'll copy this line of code. Okay, and then you can go ahead and you can add it to the rest of the pages. I'm not going to show you how to do that. You know how to do that. Okay, you just simply want to click through the rest of the pages, and you want to go ahead and copy that newly created map link on all those pages. Okay, now let's go back. Next step. Okay, we want to add links inside the body tags on map.html. We want to take all the links and we want to make sure all the links are on that newly created page. So that's a really quick step. All we have to do is we have to copy all of our links, go over to map, put our cursor inside the body tags, and paste. And now all my links are on my map page. So let's go ahead and save. I'm going to run. Here's my index page. There's my newly created link to my map page. So I'm going to click it. And then there are all the links to the other pages throughout the Freshman 101 site. So we're good to go there. Okay, next step. We have to add an h1 heading to map.html. So our heading, we're going to use our h1 tag and we're going to title it The Inner Planets. If you noticed in our image, okay, that we copied, those were the inner planets. So we're going to click after my last link. I'm going to put in my h1 tag, and I'm going to go ahead and type The Inner Planets. Simple enough. Okay, I'm going to save. I'll run. There's my heading. So we're good to go. Let's go back to our next step. Okay, we have to add a paragraph to map.html, and it's set up right here for us. Now, we want to use the p tags, and we're going to go ahead and add these couple sentences that are going to allow the user to understand what is the point of this whole page. Now, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to kind of save a little bit of time. I'm going to copy this. You're going to have to type it out. Okay, but it's not that much to go ahead and just add to your page. So let's set up our p tag, and I'm going to paste. All right, there's all my coding. I'm going to go ahead and change my setting here to wrap that around so that you can see it as you're adding it to your own individual pages. Okay, the Earth is just one of 8 planets that make up our solar system. Each of these 8 planets orbits around a star known as the Sun at the center of the solar system. The first 4 planets closest to the Sun are known as the inner planets. Explore the map below to learn more about the inner planets of our solar system. All right, so that's giving us a little bit of a hint of where we're going, and it's also allowing the user to know what is the point of this website in the first place. They're learning about the inner planets. So let's go ahead and save. Let's go ahead and run. Click our map link, and there is our paragraph. So we're good to go with our paragraph. Next step. Okay, so we want to take a moment and we want to talk about what is an image map. I briefly mentioned it at the beginning, but I want to talk about it in a little bit more detail. So we have a description here. It says an image map is an interactive map that allows users to click on certain areas of a picture. Like I said, we've added pictures before, we've added links. We're going to kind of marry those two together and allow a person, a user, to come into the website and click on different areas of the picture and be able to go to either different websites or to different locations within our website. Those areas that the user can click on, we call those hotspots. Okay? Now, once a hotspot is clicked on, the user will be taken to another website or web page that provides more information for the user to review. All right? So if you have some sort of image, okay, and this image is communicating some sort of topic, some sort of content that you want the user to know about, but you want to have more specific information for different parts of that image. Maybe it's a diagram. Okay, what you can do is you can add hotspots to those areas of the picture, and then the user can click on those those hotspots on the picture, and then get that content, get that additional information that you want to provide so that they can access it. So we do have a specific purpose for image maps that can prove pretty helpful in those types of circumstances when we have those types of images that we kind of want to expand upon and let the user know more about. Okay? So that's what an image map is. Now, how do we go about creating it? Image maps, they all require these bullet pointed items right here, okay? We have to add a shape or an outline of the area that's going to serve as the hotspot, okay? We have to tell the computer this is the area that we want the user to be able to click on, and then outside of this, we don't want the person to be able to click on it. So we have to put that border or that outline around the hotspot. Additionally, we have to tell the computer where is that hotspot going to actually be located on the image, okay? The coordinates. That's what it's called in the coding, or you can kind of keep it in your own mind as the location of where the shape is going to be located. Okay, the link to where the user will be taken when the hotspot is clicked, and that's similar to what we've done with images, where a user clicks on the image and they go to a website. Same thing, we have to add the link so that the computer actually knows where to take the user once that hotspot is clicked. We want to add a title, and that title is going to serve as the caption for the hotspot location. So when they take their mouse and they hover over the hotspot, they're going to get that little caption that pops up. It's just going to give them a little bit of an idea of, okay, if I click on this, what am I getting into? And then finally, we have to tell the computer the instructions on how that link is going to open up. Remember when we were talking about links, we had that underscore blank or target blank command that we could add, and it would open the link in a new browser tab. Well, we can add that to our hotspots as well. Or if we choose, we don't have to add a target. We can leave it undefined, and when the user clicks on the hotspot, it's just going to override the original image. It's going to open the new location over top of it. Okay, so depending upon what you're trying to do, you can choose to add that target blank or just not add that command at all. All right, but you have to have all those things in order to create a functioning image map. Okay, so how are we going to go about creating our image map for this assignment? Okay, we're going to be using an online tool that we just opened up. Okay, it's called imagemap.net. Okay, now we've already taken the steps here. We've opened up imagemap.net, we've loaded our image, and we have our image set up for us. So we can kind of skip over this because we did it together at the start of the video. How do we add actual hotspots? Okay, this is the important part. This is the new information for this project. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be adding hotspots to our image of the inner planets to link the sun and each planet to a web page that provides more information about each of those respective planets. So we're going to start by adding a hotspot over the sun. So in our directions here it says add a polygon shape around the sun. How we're going to do that is we're going to select poly under shape in the image map generator. Okay, and then we're going to use our mouse to draw a shape around the outline of the sun. So let's take a look at how we can do that. Okay, so here we have our image. Okay, and we can see over here to the left we have the sun. Okay, so when it's talking about adding a polygon, down here, okay, we can see we got these different options of things that need to be filled out. So the first is shape. Okay, so right now it's set to RECT. That stands for rectangle. If we click the drop-down list, we see poly. Now that stands for polygon. Polygon means that it has more than 4 points, or it's uniquely shaped. So the sun, we can see, is uniquely shaped in this picture. It's kind of like a half circle almost. So we want to use the polygon to define the area that we want to be linked, that the user can click on it and find out more information about the sun. So after we select poly here in the shape, what we want to do is we want to take our mouse and we simply want to click in this upper left hand corner. Okay, and then what you can do is you can go over here to the right hand corner at the top of the sun. I'm going to click again. Okay, now you don't see much just yet. So you see 2 dots, but it's going to start to fill in a little bit as we continue to click through this image. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go down here to this particular spot. I'm going to click again. And notice what it did. It filled in basically a triangle, okay, with the areas, with the points that I've added so far. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to click a little bit further down along this right-hand side, and it's going to fill in more of the sun. I'm going to drop down a little bit. I'm going to do the same. Okay, and I'm going to just choose a couple points along here around the edge of the sun. Okay, so right now I have the right-hand side of my polygon filled in. What I need to do is I need to finish this. I need to click right here in the bottom left-hand corner. Okay, in this area that's now grayed out, that is the area that the hotspot is going to be applied. This is the area where the user is going to be able to click on it and find more information about the sun. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to just take these circles and I'm going to drag them a little bit and I can kind of finely tune where that hotspot is going to appear, okay? And that's pretty good. That's the whole area of the sun. So any location that's grayed in right now, the user will be able to click and activate the link to go to learn more about the sun. And that's the next step. Here we have to add the link. Where is the user going to go once they click on this part of the picture? Well, we have to tell the computer where to take them. So what we're going to do is we're going to open up Wikipedia. Okay, wikipedia.com, and I know Wikipedia may not always be the most reliable source. Okay, you got to be aware of that, but for our purposes, it's going to be good enough. So I'm going to go up here to search Wikipedia, and I'm just going to simply type sun. Okay, and this is the page that I'm going to allow, I'm going to direct the user to go to when they click that hotspot in our picture of the inner planets. So all I have to do is I have to go up here to the web address. I need to click one time. I need to right click, and I need to choose copy. Easy enough. I'm going to go back to the image generator, the image map generator, and I'm going to paste my link. Okay, so there's the Wikipedia link. Perfect. I need to title this hotspot, and I'm simply going to title it sun. And then for target, this is what I was saying, you can either choose not to have a target, or you can choose underscore blank. I'm going to go ahead and choose underscore blank because in our directions, okay, it says select underscore blank as your target. We went ahead and we did step 2 and step 3 together. Okay, we have to find a website with more information about the sun, copy the address, and that's what we did with Wikipedia. And then we had to title the image hotspot around the sun, which we did, and now we've added the target blank attribute. Okay, so we're good to go with the sun. Okay, now what we need to do, so we're going to go back to our directions. Oops. We need to add the remaining hotspots. Okay, so we're going to do a hotspot for all of the other planets. So we have Mercury, we have Venus, we have Earth, and we have Mars, you know, as inner planets within our solar system, rather. Okay, so for Mercury, what we're going to do is we're going to add a circle shape, but then the rest of the steps are basically going to be the same. So let's go ahead and do that. So to add the next hotspot, we have to click this red button, the plus add new area, and that's going to allow us to add a secondary hotspot on this particular image. So in order to do that, we first need to choose this active button, okay, and that's going to close our hotspot for the sun and allow us to make a new one. The shape, the directions told us to choose circle. Okay, now I need to draw my circle around Mercury. Mercury is the first planet from the sun. So I'm just going to start here at the top, and I'm just going to kind of work around the edge. Now, the circle is a little bit different. You only have to do 2 clicks, and then you can drag your circle to wherever you want it by simply holding your mouse. Okay, now this circle, as it stands, just adjust it a little bit, lines up pretty well over top of Mercury, so we're good to go. Now here we're going to add a link. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to Wikipedia. I'm going to search for Mercury and the planet, not the element, and I'm going to copy the web address for the Wikipedia page on Mercury. Okay, I'm going to right click it. I'm going to copy it. I'm going to go back and I'm going to paste in my link. I'm going to title this Mercury, and I'm once again going to use that target blank attribute. All right. Now the rest of the planets are going to follow a similar pattern. I'm going to click Add New Area. I'm going to change the active hotspot. I'm going to select Circle. I'm going to draw my circle hotspot around the second planet from the sun, which is Venus. Okay, so once again, you want to just add the circle. You can move it around, okay, so it's pretty close to being directly over top of the planet. Just follow the gray area within the page. That's going to tell you how close it is to being where it needs to be. Okay, so once again, I'm going to go back to Wikipedia. I'm going to search for Venus. Okay, there we go. Going to copy the web address. Go back, paste it in my link field, title it Venus, and select underscore blank. Add a new area, change the active hotspot. We're now going to do Earth. Okay, select Circle. I'll click in the center, and then I'll click on the outside edge. Okay, and then I can adjust it a little bit as needed, okay, to put my hotspot directly over top of the Earth. Go back to Wikipedia, search for Earth, copy the web address, paste, title it Earth, and then choose my blank target. And then we got one final planet over here for Mars. So we'll switch it to active. For this one, you can choose a polygon or you can choose a circle, whatever you want to do. I'll choose a polygon, get a little bit more practice with it. I'll click here, okay, and just kind of click my way around the edge of Mars. Okay, like I said, if you would want to use a circle, you could. It would work. Okay, I'm going to go back to Wikipedia. I'm going to search for Mars. I'm going to copy the web address, paste, title it Mars, and choose my underscore blank. All right. So we're done with our hotspots. Now, how do we make this, or how do we take this and we put it into CodeHS? We need to scroll down a little bit. Okay, we need to click on this green Show Me the Code button. Okay, here's all my coding. All right, these are the codes that the coding that I need to add to CodeHS in order to add this picture as an image map into my Freshman 101 project. Now what you want to do is you want to take your mouse, and it kind of is a little bit misleading. It shows this circle with a slash through it. It makes you think you can't do anything with it. But all you have to do is you just have to click and hold and drag your mouse over top of all that coding to select it. And then you can simply right click, copy, and then we're ready to go out to CodeHS, okay, our Freshman 101 program. So what we're going to do is we're going to make a blank line below our closing p tag at the end of our paragraph, and we're going to paste all of the coding that neat little tool helped us to create. Otherwise, we would have had to have found all these coordinates on our own, and trust me, that can be a little bit time consuming and a little bit difficult. So the fact that we have this program makes our life much, much easier. All right, so let's go ahead and save and run and see what we're working with. Okay, we're going to go to my map. There's my picture, so that's a good start. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and open this because I think it's a little bit easier to see when we make it bigger. Okay, there's my picture. Now notice what happens, okay? If I take my mouse and I hold it over top of the sun, it turns to the little hand. That's indicating there's a link there. And notice that the title, Sun, pops up. So let's check this for the other planet. Well, there's Mercury, there's Venus, there's Earth, and there's Mars, so that's a good sign. Now notice if I take my mouse and I hold it out over top of the stars, nothing. If I hold my mouse over top of the moon, nothing. All right, only certain areas of the picture will act as a link. If I click on Sun, it opens up a tab and it takes me to the Wikipedia page. That should happen for all of the planets. You can go ahead and you can test them out. All right, if they're working, all your links are working, that means that you did everything perfectly. Good job. All right, so let's go back to our directions. We kind of jumped ahead a little bit. We've added all of our remaining hotspots, so that's great. Okay, we've went ahead and we've added the code to CodeHS, so we're good there as well. The last step, okay, we have a nice page here in Freshman 101. We just want to change it up. We want to add a little bit of style changes using CSS and also using HTML. So the first one, it says add a space-themed background image for the page. Make sure the image fills the entire background. We don't want the repeating. We just want one nice solid space-themed background. So what I am going to do is I'm going to go back into my map page in Freshman 101. I'm going to click inside my style tags. Okay, and I'm adding a background image. So my HTML tag that I want to modify is body. I want to put in my opening curly bracket. I want to hit enter. Notice the closing curly bracket comes in. And then here I want to type background dash image colon URL parenthesis quotation mark. Now I just happen to have an image here already set up. You can go out and you can do a Google image search and you can find your own space themed background. It doesn't really matter what it is. Okay, but I think it would be good if you used, space themed. So I have the stars. I'm going to simply right click. I'm going to copy the image address, I'm going to go back to Freshmen101 and I'm going to paste that image address in between my quotation marks. I'm going to save, I'm going to run, and there is my background. Okay, now it's set up already where it doesn't repeat. Now if you needed to, you could add the additional commands of background dash repeat, oops, no repeat. And if you needed to, if your image wasn't big enough on its own, you could do background dash size colon cover. Okay, and that way it would take the image and it would stretch it out and it would fill the entire background. Okay, you only have to add those two if needed. Okay, if your image is already large enough where it's not repeating, it's already filling the entire background, you don't need them. Okay, but for mine, or excuse me, rather, I just wanted to kind of go over them with you. All right, so let's go back to our directions. Okay, we need to add a border around our heading, our paragraph, and our image. So we can easily do that really quick. Open up Freshmen101. I'm going to go ahead and close some tabs now that we've got them all set up. Okay, and once you have your coding added to Freshmen101, you can close this, but you want to make sure that you don't close it before you have all of your hotspots completed. If you close it too early, you will lose your work and you'll kind of have to start from the beginning. Okay. So let's go ahead. We need to add a border around our paragraph. So I'll put in my p tag, my curly bracket, and I'll do border colon. I'll just add a solid border, and you know what? I'm going to change the color of my border. I can kind of combine it. I think maybe a silver border would look pretty good. Okay. I want to do the same for my H1 tag. I'm just going to copy my CSS rule up here, keep it consistent. Consistent formatting always kind of looks nice. And then I want to do the same thing for my image. So I'm going to copy that same solid silver border and apply it to my image. Okay, I'm going to save, I'm going to run. All right, there's my border around my heading, my paragraph, and my image, so I'm good there. What do I need next? Okay, add background color to your heading and paragraph. Okay, so I have the tags already identified. All I need to do is add another rule to my p tag. So I'm going to add some background dash color colon, and maybe I am going to go ahead and make it white. Check out white, see how it looks. And I'll do the same for my heading as well. Okay, not bad. You can always go ahead and you can go above and beyond. Maybe I want to change the color of my wording to white and change my background color to black. Okay, kind of keeping with that space theme. Take these two rules and apply them consistently to my H1 tag. Okay, you have total freedom in how you want your individual pages to look with the CSS styling. Okay, that's totally up to you. I like that. I think the white, the gray, or excuse me, the white, the silver, and the black looks good for this page. Okay, and then the last thing, it says using HTML or CSS, make the following changes. Center your image, paragraph, and heading. Okay, simple enough. What I'm going to do is I'm going to opt for HTML because it said I could do that. All I'm going to do is I'm going to make a line above my opening H1 tag. I'm going to put in a center tag. There's my closing center tag. Now this needs to be brought down, and we need to put it right before our closing body tag, and that's going to center everything on the page. So if I save, I run, I'm going to open it up to see what the finished product looks like. All right, and there we have it. Okay, that is our image map. We have our heading, we have our paragraph, we have our image, and then we have the specific hotspots mapped out where the user can click on those individual locations and find out more information about the inner planets. All right, so now once you are completed with this, everything is working. As always, you want to go up to share, you want to copy your link, and then you want to paste it to Canvas. All right, so this concludes our video for completing the Freshman 101 image map. If you have any questions, let me know. All right, but thanks for watching.